After 53 long days away from home, Tacoma Defiance is back in action at Cheney Stadium tonight, where they'll play host to Las Vegas Lights FC here on ESPN+. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andrew Harvey, alongside Dave Clark. Dave, it is Pride Night here at Cheney Stadium, and Tacoma will certainly be trying to take some pride in their action out there on the pitch. It was a rough road trip for them.
It was definitely a rough road trip. They got 2 draws, 2 losses in those 4 played. It's time to be back at home. The club is looking forward to it. To quote Jesse Daley, it's awesome to be back at Cheney Stadium.
Absolutely. Las Vegas Lights comes in, bit of a rough road record for them, but they also bring some familiar faces back to Cheney Stadium.
Yeah, 3 former Sounders on the roster: Victor Rojas, Sammy Ochoa, and Irvin Parra. Pay a lot of attention to him. He has 9 goals and 3 assists on the year. Quite dangerous. He can play out on the left wing or up top as a forward. He's a multifaceted player and has looked to settle in well with Eric Winalda's side.
And on the Tacoma Defiance side, it's a man down on loan from Sounders FC. Justin Dillon had a great run of form for Tacoma Defiance that earned him a Major League Soccer contract.
Yeah, 6 goals in 7 games definitely got him the respect. He had that 5 consecutive match scoring streak, 9.17 seconds to score a goal. He earned that call. He's down now just to stay fresh and maybe give Tacoma Defiance a little boost in the scoring department.
Defiance looking to get back in the win column. We'll see what happens. Kickoff coming up next here on ESPN+. Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here on ESPN+. Moments away from kickoff between Tacoma Defiance and Las Vegas Lights FC. I'm Andrew Harvey, joined by Dave Clark for you this evening. Dave, before we get into the starting lineups, let's take a look at our multi-care pre-match health report. And Dave, obviously 2 kind of big absences for Tacoma.
Yeah, Ezra Gonzalez is recovering from his injury. He had surgery on his left foot. He is out. And Alex Berkholz is a minor injury. He's not in the 18 tonight.
Absolutely. So Josh Atencio will slot in at center back. More on that in a moment. But first, let's take a look at the lineup for Las Vegas Lights FC. Dave, like we said, in addition to Irvin Parra, some other familiar faces that we've gotten to know over their time in the USL Championship.
Yeah, the familiar faces are on the bench here with the Sounders. Sammy Ochoa. It's a strong lineup. Thomas Olsen is tied with Tacoma Defiance's Trey Muse with 48 saves on the year. And it's interesting if you're an Eric Winalda fan. He's out there in a 4-4-2 this evening.
On the other side of things, for Tacoma, in addition to Justin Dillon, some pretty talented wing play in the likes of Marlon Vargas and Shannon Hopio available.
Tacoma's been able to create attacking moments from those wide spaces, just haven't been able to convert. That's part of the reason they've been struggling in the attack, is that conversion rate. Getting those shots on goal to become goals will be a key this evening. Look for Shannon Hopio to attack quickly.
Your referee is Lucas Spala. Assistant referees Christian Clark and Cameron Seiler. The 4th official is Charlie Delgadillo. Defiance there. The men in black with white shorts. They'll be moving from right to left on your screen here in the first half. There is Lucas Spala. Well, Defiance 2-12-5 so far this season at the bottom of the Western Conference standings. And I had a chance to talk to Chris a little early in the week, and one of the things he mentioned was just those two really long road stretches that have come up in Tacoma season. One, 4 straight road matches, the other 5. Of course, everyone has to deal with some scheduling weirdness in the USL Championship, but he said it's been particularly difficult for his team this year.
Yeah, and this road swing not only had the 4 games in a row on the road, it also had 2 weekends completely off, so it's been a long gap between Tacoma's last trip here to Cheney Stadium. And the sun here today, those Las Vegas Lights FC uniforms practically glow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things their franchise has always made themselves sure of. You see Chris Little alongside assistant coach Wade Weber there, checking with 4th official Charlie Delgadillo. And we are just about set to go. We're underway. Defiance, we're looking for another quick goal downfield. Set a league record with a 9.17 strike that started the same way. Jesse Daley tapping the ball off to Justin Dillon. Nothing doing this time, though. As we have 90 minutes of USL Championship action for you on the midweek.
It's tough to get that surprise off twice.
Well, it's one of those things where you talk about film study and how long it can take. But if you're a head coach sitting down, I have to imagine that's probably the start of the brief is go, all right, listen, pay attention. It's going to take 10 seconds of your time. Keep your eyes open for this. See, Lopez goes downfield for Preston Tabor Itaka. Cameroonian. Has seen professional time in Albania and the Czech Republic. This is Torres. Pardon me, that's Javin Torre. Levine turns away from Ridestrand there. Robles sticks a foot in, almost gets the ball away. Sliding challenge there.
Tacoma
right to Irvin Parra.
Tacoma is quick to press here, and they're getting the first ball, but not the second so far tonight.
And winning that second ball has been an area that they've struggled in this season, wouldn't you say, Dave?
It has. With how they defend when they get up high and press like this, if they get that second ball, they're in on goal quickly. So just getting that 1 foot out faster will be key.
Nick Hines slotting into his usual spot at left back. Some atypical things going on at the right back position, though. Anthony Burke-Gilroy slotted in there today.
Yeah, Denzo Ulysses is out at Hades Olympic qualifying camp.
Robles going wide here. This is Hopiau onto his left foot for Hopiau! Perry, loose ball. Dillon goes for the rebound. Can't follow it up. Still loose. Turned into the back of the net. And the assistant referee hasn't signaled anything. And the center referee, Lucas Spala, signals for a goal. Tacoma Defiance. Well, pardon me. The referee pulling this one back, and he's saying that the goalie, Thomas Olsen, had control of the ball before it was pulled away from him. Take another look at it here. Initial shot there, and you're going to see Olsen put his hand on top of the ball. Now, by law, that means he has control of the ball, even though his hand's just on top of it. You cannot pull the ball away from the goalkeeper. That is fantastic refereeing. Much to the chagrin of Tacoma, who were hoping that they would be up a goal 4 minutes in.
This is one of those things, earlier in the season, I think this could have really disrupted Tacoma Defiance's mentality. But they're professionals now. They've been grinding through this. The number of teenagers has decreased because the players are aging during the season. So I wouldn't expect this to be a long-term setback for them.
Jesse Daley chopped down there.
Ooh.
And oof. Bit of an outstretched elbow there from Sandoval. Referee has the yellow card out of his pocket. Slots it back in now. I believe he's booked Junior Sandoval. We'll wait for official confirmation. Nonetheless, Jesse Daley, a player who's never afraid to put his body on the line to win a ball in the air, but certainly you never want to wind up on your back too early in the match.
And particularly not with that elbow to the head.
Here comes Las Vegas pressing forward. And we received official word that it is Sandoval who goes into the book. Of course, worth remembering that though it was a very different roster and a completely different coaching staff last year, this match turned into quite the affair, Dave. 2 yellow cards in the first, 2 red cards in the first half for Las Vegas.
Heck, even in the match at Las Vegas this year, Jesse Daley took 2 yellows, so Defiance played down a man.
For just the brief history between these two clubs, you get the sense they don't like each other too much. Tancio goes back to Brian Meredith. Well, Brian Meredith in the appearances we've seen him in here at Cheney Stadium, which of course included an appearance for Sounders FC in the U.S. Open Cup against the Timbers. He's been struggling with his distribution. You see it right there, resulting in a throw-in for Las Vegas.
I think that one might have been a little more intentional than some of his troubles in the past. There was a lot of pressure on him as he was tight with a defender, or tight with an attacking player defending him.
From Robinson, headed out of the area. Loop back in, appeals for offside. It comes out to Irvin Parra. Parra spins in toward the back post. Atencio heads it away. Dillon taps it down for Hines. And Hines run off the ball in the open field. Well, that long throw from Gabe Robinson, something you'll see all match long from Las Vegas Lights FC. Notably, the long throw-in, which is always, I guess you could say it's been somewhat in vogue in the soccer world. His are so low. Really a good opportunity to play the ball if you can get on the end of it.
Lights FC are a little bit more direct just in general. You see that on throw-ins, free kicks, whatever. They want to be quickly into the attack.
Maybe a less intentional ball into touch there by Brian Meredith. Lights set to put it back in play. Kevin Garcia Lopez. Gonna leave it for Robinson. They want that long throw. Get a good sense here of exactly how far that range of his extends.
As he backs into the Defiance bench.
Well, no reason you can't make yourself acquainted. Looping trajectory on this one. Headed down by Dillon. Falls for Parra, whose left-footed shot curls over the bar. I see it there. Tacoma wants always to build out of the back. Las Vegas Lights leaving them no space to do so we're going to see long balls all night long out of Brian Meredith. And that one, once again, goes into touch. That's 3 times Meredith has played the ball, and 3 times he's failed to find a teammate. Free kick for Tacoma just past midfield on the far sideline.
If Tacoma wants to build from the back, they're just going to have to do it faster. They're not going to be able to give Las Vegas that time to set up.
Ridestrand plays off for Rogers. Daley. Meredith Lays it down the line. Javentore. Back across midfield from him. This one might fall through for Hopiau. A touch to control. On his left foot now is Hopiau. And Jal just keeps rising wide of the frame.
Shannon told me before the match that he wanted to attack quickly. And it looks like he's been doing that now. 2 shots in the early minutes.
That's just one of those ones where that quick left touch to move him wider to the left meant that he could never really get his weight up over that ball. And anytime your weight is back and behind it, the inclination for the shot is to keep rising. Here comes Daley, tried to find Dylan on the return. Still falls for Ridestrand. And Hopiau wasn't expecting the pass to be out there. Gone out for a Vegas throw.
I think Shannon was expecting to cut in towards the goal. Ball got a little bit away from Joel.
Las Vegas certainly hoping this evening that their last road match, which was their first road win of the season, will be the one that kind of breaks the dam for them. Sometimes when you're just having a poor run of form or some kind of situational, you just got to get that one result. In their case, a 1-0 win at El Paso Locomotive.
6 of their next 8 are on the road, so
that road form is could become important very quickly, to say nothing of tonight. Levine wins it from Dylan. Para going at Dylan here. Dylan wins and wound up a little bit too much with the hands. He's going to claim that Para was shielding the ball on the ground. Dave, what do you make of this?
Right there, it's shoulder to shoulder, and I'm tempted.
Para swinging one to the back post. Gone out for a goal kick.
Might agree with Dylan on that one. I don't think there was any way he could legally play the ball with how Para was arched over it.
I think probably in that case, maybe the referee thinking that Para got back to his feet so quickly. Hines dispossessed with emphasis there. Garcia Lopez will send downfield. Javentore. Back to Torres. And across to Robinson. 12 minutes gone here at Cheney Stadium. No score. Tacoma Defiance did put a ball in the back of the net earlier on. It was correctly pulled back for a foul against the keeper. And that out for a goal kick. Rogers, a little careless there. It falls for Taborataka. Stopped by Meredith, charging off his line and shuffled away by Ridestrand there. At the far end, it's Marlon Vargas giving chase. He can't hold that ball in. Once again, Dave, some carelessness at the back end, nearly costing Tacoma dearly.
Marlon thought that was going to be a goal kick. Instead, it's about as deep a throw-in as can happen.
Well, with Robinson, this one will come out to the edge of the attacking third. That is a heck of a throw that Gabe Robinson has himself there. Floated over toward Burke Gilroy on the far side. Javentore wins it. Gets the return from Para. Hemmed in here, not much room to work. They'll work it wide to Para. He wants that cross on his right. Top of the area. Still loose there, a left-footed shot. That's blocked by someone. Para, the right low one. Diving stop by Meredith. Defiance player remains down. And that is the man in the captain's armband, Sam Rogers.
Ooh.
Being helped back to his feet now by Sandoval. Now this leads to our first corner of the match. And it's Parra to send it in. Free header, it's gone wide, out for a goal kick. A beautiful night here in the South Puget Sound. I really can't imagine better weather for a midweek fixture, particularly given the cloud cover we had early this morning. But as the adage goes, and as we've stated multiple times, if you don't like the weather out here, wait 15 minutes and see if you've changed your mind. Parra moving into the middle here. Wide for Tabor Itaka. Low cross from him, blocked by Rogers. Hopiau and Burke Gilroy combined to get it downfield as far as Torre. And back to Robinson. Garcia Lopez.
That Burke Gilroy Urban Parra matchup is going to be an interesting one all game. Burke Gilroy's never played right back before, and Urban Parra's, well, just short of the Las Vegas Lights goal scoring record for a season.
9 goals on the season for him, 3 assists as well. And it's that quality of play that certainly made him well known around here back when he played for Defiance when it was known as S2. Here's Tabor Itaka, pushing it wide for Parra. He wants his right. Deflected in traffic, headed clear by Rogers. Levine getting a hold of Jesse Daley and then stabbing his way in front of that free kick. Going to get the verbal warning from the referee about delaying the restart of play, but you pretty much always see 4, 5, 6 verbal warnings for that infraction given out before anyone ever gets booked for it. Daley funneled to the wide channels. Ball goes into touch. That's Sandoval trying to force his way through a couple defenders. Handball is the call, right at the edge of the defensive third for Tacoma. And we'll see who it is that will send in this free kick. Dave, handball for you?
I guess it was the moment when Daley's hand kind of slipped in between the body and arm of the Las Vegas Lights player.
Kick could have also been given for that grab there by Daley. Jesus Gonzalez and Irvin Parra over the ball. It's Parra, short run up from him. Volleyed away by Ridestrand. Booming kick from Gonzalez. Bouncing into the hands of Meredith. He had company up there, though. It's actually Christian Torres who was putting the pressure on. Well, when you're a center back who gets pressed up for a free kick, Dave, I guess you always have to measure how badly you want to recover, make that long run back. Ridestrand picks out Hines. Coming inside for Robles. Robles, a left-footed shot. Deflected up over the bar by a sliding Christian Torres. And Tacoma has its first corner.
Alert play by Robles there. Just gets himself into position. Well taken shot. I don't know what Torres was asking for from the referee when he...
Ridestrand sends it in. It's headed away from Hopiau. Jesse Daley recovering to the ball. He's got Tabor Ataka on his back. Picks out Rogers. And Rogers can't loop it back through for Robles. Vegas thinking about switching things the other way. That's Echeverria. And Daley has it off him. Vargas, Hines. Hines going at Garcia Lopez. Atencio goes to Daley. He's going to loop it over for Burt Gilroy. Well, the Australians have a missed connection there. Select is the official ball supplier for the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com.
Well done.
Woof. Aggressive challenge there by Torres. Gets the ball off Hopiau. Knocked up to Echeverria. Jesus Gonzalez. Gone wide now for Parra, who's inverted himself. Trying to send it back across the face of goal. Daley run down from behind after the ball gets away. Atencio, his pass is mislaid there. It's picked away. And sent right back to Ridestrand. Atencio wants to go downfield. He's blocked. That one bound for the goal line. Not for a goal credit, but hey, how about some credit for Preston Tabor Ataka there? Really went after that thing.
Might have worn out a Z button there trying to run too fast. Someone's going to figure out how long it's been since I played video games with that reference.
I was trying to think of the consoles myself. Bad looking challenge there. Referee has a whistle in his mouth. Ball through for Hopiau, who's offside here. The ball turned wide, and that means there won't be a free kick given, I'm pretty sure, seeing as the referee allowed the advantage to develop. Well, not much you can make out on that angle. And if Hopiau was offside, it wasn't by much. Referee on the sideline seemed pretty certain. Right now, all the extracurricular activity was about the nature of that challenge that caused the foul.
Gonzalez did give a little shove to Daley as everybody was discussing things.
Well, once again, that looked just a little bit too late into the challenge to really see it, but you saw both legs committed there, and obviously players never really like it when someone comes at them with 2 feet. Chris Little shares his midfielder's sentiments. Definitely people around here very sensitive about rough challenges like that. You have to remember when Mateus Silva broke Francisco Narbonne's leg, compound fractures in both the bones in his right leg there. That midfielder still hasn't fully recovered from that injury.
Good news on Francisco Narbonne. He signed with the Panamanian club just last week. So
Always good to hear. Francisco Narbonne, Tito as he was called around here, was beloved by fans, players, and broadcasters alike. So glad to hear that Narbonne is back to his old ways. Dillon turns, keeps that ball in brilliantly along the near side. Dillon, the cutback cross comes behind Hopiau, might fall in for Daley here. Daley trying to square this ball. He presses forward. Levine knocks it off of him. And it's gone out for a Tacoma throw-in on the far side. In for Ridestrand. The return to Burt Gilroy. Looping in there, might fall in for Dillon. Vargas muscled off of it. Levine heading it clear. To Borataka. Sandoval. Back for Taborataka. He gets the better of Hines. To the byline. The cross there blocked by Hines. Still loose inside the area. The shot's blocked. Well, some nervy moments at both ends of the pitch for these teams. Daley, a promising challenge there. A big touch from Hopiau. Goes for the early cross and can't connect. Hines loops that in. Vargas gives chase. Back for Daley. Long range for him. In for Hopiau. On his left, Hopiau takes a little skip. I think that came off a defender's foot, but Olsen's equal to the task.
See here, Hopiau uses the footwork to open up space, forcing the defender off him, and there's just too many bodies between he and goal for that to be an effective shot.
Well, when you get the ball like that and you're already standing still inside the 18, you like that idea to take the quick move and call your own number, or should he have looked to dish that?
I just think it was so crowded, you might as well call your number, see if a deflection goes your way. Sorry, a little pause there on that called foul.
I'm not sure who had more air taken out of their lungs, you or Danny Robles.
You know, just in the box, when deflections can happen, create a little bit of chaos, that's to your advantage when you're the attacking player.
Now, optimistic ball from Atencio there. No one was on the same page as he was. Fans follow Tacoma Defiance and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. Won't be Gabe Robinson taking the throw this time. It'll be Irvin Parra. As we're ticking toward the half-hour mark. What can Parra put behind this? A pretty impressive long throw from him as well. That bounces through to the far side. A low shot. It's rolled wide of the post. And the referee says it's taken a deflection on its way out.
Organized sequence off of a throw in there, you'll see. Just kind of flicked on and open space back there.
The
Defiance getting drawn in at the near post. Out-swinging corner there. They'll go out for a Las Vegas throw.
Now I expect to see Robinson. It's on the right.
Nothing doing on the throw, and the ball comes right back to Robinson. Space there for a cross, but he can't put anything on it. Right strand. Up to Robles. Levine muscles him off the ball, comes through for Dillon. The flag stayed down. Justin Dillon going for his 7th goal this season. A beautiful step over and buried to the back of the net. 31 minutes in, Tacoma Defiance on top 1-0. Now Justin Dillon gives him the old razzle-dazzle. Perfectly timed run coming onto that through ball.
Look at that footwork, just knocks the keeper over, dazzling him with the lights.
Well, that's a man who does know how to put on a show, and he's well loved for it here in Tacoma. He'll be even happier about the scoreline as the Defiance take the lead here in the first half.
An effective long through ball, too, is something that we've seen that sprung Justin Dillon in the past and does so again.
Quickly back the other way. Cross to the far post. That one turned toward goal. And knocked out by Rogers there. Didn't even really have time to ask you my question about how Tacoma seems sometimes to have a tough time clamping down immediately after a goal, and they'll often allow a concession. Well, as if to prove my point. Irvin Parra now for the outswinger. Jabin-Torre gives chase to the far side. Atencio has it off of him.
That tackle should belong on video because that was perfect. Won the ball, clean. Those of you watching us will want to stay tuned. These two teams have met 3 times. The fewest goals scored in any of those matches, 3.
Echeverria. And that time for Sandoval. He's tied up on the near sideline. Daley leaves it short for Robles. Robles now makes a couple of spins and then goes down on contact from Garcia Lopez.
He's been popping up into enough spaces where Vegas has brought him down on several occasions. I want to say that's probably the 4th foul against him.
Daley. Robles wanted to go through that time to Vargas. Parra hounded there by Burt Gilroy, wins the ball right back though. He winds up down behind the run of play. Taborataka wins it off Robles. Parra. Jabin-Torre. Hopiau deep in his own end, just puts it into touch for a throw-in.
It was well played by Hopiau, smart choice there.
Now Para, also a long throw threat from the left side. Off the head of Torres and away by Robles. Vargas gives chase, as does Levine. And they drop it back to Hines. Well, Vegas have certainly had their chances in front of goal. But these last 7 minutes or so, Tacoma has really kind of started to find their stride. They're getting those balls to connect a little bit better.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing, particularly from Danny Robles, is that he's a number 10 that had a successful through ball, and he's going to be looking for more of those tonight. He plays that role as the classic. He wants to pull the strings.
Another long throw on the way for Tacoma. Pardon me, for Las Vegas, I should say.
That's so long that everybody's on the far post, even.
He's got the arm for it. Hines meets it at the front post this time for Tabor Ataka. His low shot blocked by a sliding Burke Gilroy. Gone out for a corner. And headed into the back of the net, Jabin Torre claiming the goal, flashing to the front post and equalizing here in the 36th. Third goal on the year for Torre. Here it is again. Well, pretty clean, pretty efficient, well-designed run.
He just got up higher than the defender on that one.
Well, it was further into that 5-minute window that we always talk about when goals get scored, Dave, but Tacoma scores in the 31st. Torre equalizes for Vegas in the 36th. And we're back on level footing here at Cheney Stadium.
Tacoma is quickly putting pressure on Vegas.
Daley up to Dillon, leaving off for Robles. And pulled away by Vegas. Gonzalez for Sandoval and Garcia Lopez. Early cross there, can't beat Atencio. Daley wants the switch. Torre is there, but so is Burke Gilroy. Entry ball just comes behind Hopiau. Dillon still recovers to it. Inventive idea with the back heel there, hoping to loop it forward to Hopiau, and now Justin Dillon going to get himself acquainted with Jabin Torre there, conceding the free kick.
Well, earlier he'd argued against a couple calls. That one he didn't bother. He knew what he was doing, and he expected it to be called against him.
Tabor Ataka. Tracks that ball down, drops it back to Para. Still Irvin Para. He lays it off for Sandoval. It's gone wide.
Para's got sticky feet. The ball just seems to stay under his control.
Ridestrand run down, then Levine gets a hold of Hopia at midfield there. Levine pinballing around out there, and Tacoma not too happy about it.
Gonna have to talk to Joel and Jesse about their new haircuts.
The Buzz brothers there in the holding midfield. Robles fights off his man there. Tracked down from behind, poked away by Robinson. Echeverria going wide for Taborataka. Taborataka onto his right, a low shot and right into the hands of Meredith. Robles wide for Hines here. Hines, the early ball over the head of Dillon and headed out the far side. Burt Gilroy gives chase, so does Jabintore. And that one came off Jabintore. Justin Dillon charges in, wins the throw-in, and quickly receives said throw-in. Parra and Torre trying to work it clear here. Headed by Rogers. That ball looked like it was going out there, Dave.
Yeah, a little mistake, mental mistake by Sam Rogers there. If he just let it go, it would have been a throw-in for Defiance.
Very deft first touch there from Echeverria. Put him right between the legs of Anthony Burt Gilroy, but he couldn't equal the feat by muscling his way around the Australian. Here comes Hopia. Cut back cross there for Robles. Robles goes with his left foot for Dillon, and Dillon skies it. Dillon thought he was having his opportunity to bag a first half brace there. No such luck.
That ball has a lot of spin on it, and I think he had enough space he could have taken a second touch.
And maybe gone onto his left foot there. Well, we remain level at 1 in the 43rd. That's the second or third time tonight that someone's been cleaned out of an aerial ball, and Jesse Daley might not be voicing it the right way, but he is right to be upset. Joel Ridestrand, for all intents and purposes, seemingly poleaxed by Taborataka there.
Irvin Parra trying to calm Jesse Daley down.
Bold of Parra. He's one who's on 3 fouls already. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Not even
talking, never even went into the air.
And
see if we can get a slightly tighter look at that. I want to just see it again here.
I think Daley was most ejecting as well to the way that he stood over Ridestrand.
Here it is again, but slowed down slightly. Taborataka's right there. Well, not too much of an elbow into it, but it definitely comes right through the backs of Ridestrand.
And then Rogers is asking, he's like, how many elbows to our heads do they get to use? Don't think he liked the referee's response.
Body language is surprisingly universal. Dillon already calling for the ball inside the area. Hopiao tries the slicing run. Daley up for Dillon. Cleared out for Taborataka. Robles slices in and wins it back. Tencio wants Hines over the top. Hines gets there with his speed, cuts that ball back. Dillon can't get to it. Vargas gives chase. Vargas is claiming he's won a corner. The referees agree. Second of the match for Defiance as we hit stoppage time here in the first half, of which we are scheduled to play 1 minute.
There's a respectful fist bump there between Sandoval and Vargas after Vargas won that corner too.
Ridestrand to send the in-swinger. Goes short to Vargas, back for Ridestrand. He pops one over the top, over the head of Hopiao. Gone wide, another corner. Defiance can't take too much time to get it set up.
Used some interesting angles on that last short corner.
Well, Tencio, the hypothetical short option here. No one within 20 yards. Ridestrand, back spinning ball. Headed clear by Robinson. Burt Gilroy sends it back in. Ridestrand chopped down there by Para. And Para is booked here in stoppage time. Don't think there was too much in that foul. It's just Para's been on the wrong end of the referee's whistle. One time too many tonight. Well, as I say that, that's a pretty reaching challenge there from Irvin Para.
Cleats on top of the foot there. We were able to hear Joel Ridestrand call out in pain.
Ridestrand drives one in. Might fall for Vargas on his left. That one's blocked. And that'll be the last chance of the half. Whistle gone for halftime. Justin Dillon put Tacoma in front. But Jabin Torre equalized 5 minutes later. And we go to the break level at 1. We'll take a break and return. Up next, we'll take a look at what's going on around the USL here on ESPN+. Justin Dillon moving up the middle. He's going to push that ball wide toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a first touch cross back inside for Dillon and a goal!
Inside the 18, shot, pushed wide. loose in front. It's Freighter. What a hit.
He plays it into the box. Headed down.
Oh,
and
my
Freighter.
goodness. To Kiesewetter. Kiesewetter in for the goal. Nice cross. Kiesewetter is in.
Asante outside the box. Asante. Goal.
It's Rios. It's a great cross. Daniel Rios again.
Ryan Brown sends it, and it's a goal! Ryan Brown. Lubin, what a save! A second save, loose in front. Lubin guarding the post. Denied by McCarthy.
A lot more height on it. McCarthy, a great save. On the volley. Oh, what a save. Newton again.
Collier curls, saved.
Oh, looking for a shooting lane. Coming to loft. Pipped away. He got it on frame. Olsen up to the task.
Deke with a touch. Great save, Tempakis.
Shot on. Tempakis with a great save. Nice little 1-2. Caleb Richards. Richards getting it back. Caleb Richards.
Douglas Martinez able to put it back in.
Martinez puts it back to Coffee. Goal!
Lofted ball in. Williamson.
Good build up here for Portland Timbers too. Good chance for Williamson.
Swinging away. Header. Robertson. Follow up in from Lobo.
The header comes in. A great save and on the follow.
Outside at the top of the box, he's dangerous from there. What a fantastic finish!
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium through 45 minutes, 1-1 between Tacoma Defiance and Las Vegas Lights FC for you here on ESPN+. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark. Dave, very interesting first half, but we'll talk more about that in our next segment. First, there's a lot of other action going on around the USL Championship to turn our attention to, and let's start by taking a look at some other score lines from around the USL Championship today.
The big one was the ESPN 3 matchup with Orange County hosting Reno. Orange County gets a huge win, 4-1 over Reno, and that puts Orange County into the 10th spot, one of 3 teams tied with 26 points. It's a tight race between 4 and about 16 in the USL West.
Yeah, other Western Conference action there as well. LA Galaxy 3-1 winners on the road against Tulsa Roughnecks. And the one skirmish not on that, right at the edge of playoff contention in the Western Conference. As we actually turn our attention to those conference standings, we'll flip over to those. But in the 8-9 spots, Sacramento Republic and New Mexico United kicking off by my watch in about 45 seconds, Dave.
And that's going to be another key one for those entry spots into the playoffs. And then you look up at the top, Phoenix Rising, Reno 1868 FC, despite the loss, and Fresno FC all battling for that 1, 2, and 3 seed in the West. It's a tight race in the top and a real mixer from 4 on down.
Entering that phase of the season where the playoff picture is starting to clarify itself. And finally, the other big piece of news, the other major headlines from around the USL Championship this week. Defiance in action tonight, like we said, after a long layoff, 53 days without a match. Do you feel rusty? I don't feel really.
Maybe a little.
Break out the rusties. We're working on it.
But in the height of summer, a lot of teams are having double game weeks. We just saw that in midweek action here. Tacoma Defiance's midweek action. Las Vegas Lights' midweek action. Our Saturday opponent does not have midweek action. Oklahoma City Energy played 2 games last week, and now, Saturday, they're here at Cheney Stadium to face Tacoma Defiance. They're coming off of losing 2 in a row.
Yeah, with Deshaun Brown, another high-powered goal-scoring threat available for OKC Energy. Of course, there's also been some big goal-scoring news, some good goal-keeping news from around the USL Championship.
Yeah, the team of the week this week was led by the goalkeeper for Bethlehem Steel. He set a save record in the USL with 11 saves in a shutout action. That's an impressive performance. Here you can see some of them. Several of them come in sequences like this, where he gets 2 saves in 1 attacking sequence.
2 saves for the price of 1, as it were.
When a keeper's on fire like that, it's going to help your team keep a lead, whether you can score 1 goal or 10. If he gets 11 saves, you're likely to get a result.
Absolutely. And then, of course, the last item, big on the global soccer news stage, really. Obviously, there are 3 USL clubs that either share stadiums or have an outright affiliation with women's professional soccer teams in the NWSL, and they welcome their players all home this week. Reign FC, Tacoma Defiance's neighbors, although not partners here at Cheney Stadium. They'll be back in action on Sunday against Chicago Red Stars, and the big news there was just massive attendances all over the league.
Yeah, NWSL attendance is way up, whether that's in North Carolina, whether it's in Utah, Portland, here in Tacoma. Attendance is going to blow up for the NWSL teams that are sharing stadia with their various USL Championship and USL League One. You can catch some of their games on ESPN News and ESPN2 as well through the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what's going around the USL Championship. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's been going on here at Cheney Stadium. We're tied 1-1 at halftime between Tacoma Defiance and Las Vegas Lights FC. Welcome back into Cheney Stadium. We're just about set for kickoff here. Before we do, let's take a look at your first half highlights. As there will be subs for both teams, we'll get those for you. But Dave, kind of break down this action over the first 45 for us.
Yeah, the action started quickly.
All right. Well, I'm being told that we're about to get back underway, so the highlights have to wait. I can tell them to you. Justin Dillon scores in the 31st minute, and that'll be pretty much his last positive effect in the match. Not to bag on him, he's been subbed out. Alfonso Ocampo Chavez inserted here right before the start of the second half. Another sub for Las Vegas as well. Didn't have time to clock it, but we'll get that for you in just a moment. Para quickly inside the area here, goes for a low shot. Meredith, a kick save. Sandoval to Garcia Lopez.
Your attention, please. At the start of the second half of play, Tacoma Defiance has made their first change of the match. Leaving the match, number 99, Justin Dillon. Replaced by number 87, Alfonso Ocampo Chavez.
Ocampo Chavez announced to the home crowd here. He gets a nice round of applause.
Also making their first change of the match is Las Vegas Lights Football Club. Leaving the match, number 7, Pablo. Number 32, Jonathan Levine. Replaced by number 7, Pablo Cruz.
And Cruz in for Levine. So Eric Winalda, 2 players on yellow cards, obviously, but they're pretty crucial parts of the cogs of his system. Sandoval and Parra, he can't really remove them at halftime. But you have to wonder if that decision to make the early sub might change things for those players moving forward here in the second half. Tencio looking to stretch the back line here. Ocampo Chavez finds his way free. Ocampo Chavez, can he turn the ball into the loose goal? He can! Alfonso Ocampo Chavez, minutes after being subbed on to start the second half, runs on to the ball that takes a kind bounce, and Defiance are back in front.
Just a misplayed ball as the center back and keeper hit each other, and that allows Alfonso Ocampo Chavez to just break free on the loose ball.
Well, those balls that bounce about 6 yards from the edge of the 18 on a long ball played forward can be so hazardous as a keeper. You don't know how high it's going to go. Thomas Olsen gets screened by his own defender there. I think that technically goes down as an assist for Josh Atencio.
I think that's why he was high-fiving everybody. It's not often your center back gets an assist from his own defensive third, but he did that tonight. Also, I believe that's Fonz's first USL goal.
I have it as that mount on my screen. It comes at an opportune time. Well, maybe not 9.17 seconds, but still a pretty fast start here for Tacoma here in the second 45. AOC, the chant out of the supporters' end here. Ocampo Chavez's initials, and one that's been a quick cross here coming the other way. Parra picks it up in the left alley. Parra fighting in against Burke Gilroy. The Australian wins out. A lot of supporters here in the Puget Sound region couldn't resist making a bit of a political joke when he was signed by Sounders FC earlier this season. Called him the Rave Green New Deal. That's superior puntsmanship there, Dave. Here's Jabin Torre, right at the hands of Brian Meredith. Echeverria, standing back near the penalty spot, was wondering why that ball wasn't cut back. Hines, wide to Vargas. Vargas, quick cross here. Easily dealt with by Torres.
With Fawn's on, they're going to have to cross a little less frequently than normal. He's more about breakaway speed than he is the height that Justin Dillon has available in the area.
Tencio jumps the route. Here's Robles. Into space for Ocampo Chavez. He's going to go at Garcia Lopez. Well, forgets the ball in the process. And it's Sandoval the other way. Ocampo Chavez wins it back with a beautiful sliding challenge. Taborataka. Touch is too great even for him. It's out for a goal kick. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Tacoma Defiance and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminder on Tacoma Defiance's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Meredith going to get warned for time wasting here. Daley slides in, pushes that ball upfield. Daley looking for the switch. Didn't see it, goes to Vargas. Now Robles. Burke Gilroy, a lot of space in front of him. Jumps over the sliding tackle there. Knocked away before Hopiau has a chance to connect with it inside the penalty area. And out for a corner.
That was a good sequence, and I think Chris Little will really like what happened there. It was quick passing to open up space. And if Burke Gilroy gets one more touch on that ball, he probably sends Shandon in.
Ridestrand for the outswinger here from the near side. Low ball from him. Skiffs off the head of Rogers. Nobody there to meet it on the redirect. Robles picks it up, though, on the far side. And Sandoval boxes him out pretty efficiently. Here is Pablo Cruz. Man inserted at halftime for Jonathan Levine. And that one slides out of play, as does Para.
Gilroy is typically an attacking midfielder, so he must have enjoyed having that space in front of him coming out of the right back position.
Nice combination out to Hines on the far side. Hines, a low cross in from him, runs behind everyone, hit toward the back post. Still loose in the area. Olsen goes up to grab it, can't get a hold of it, now gets it off the bounce. Beautiful build-up play from Tacoma. Pretty good shot on the end, but a defender was sitting right at home on that back post and was able to knock the shot away. Slicing ball in to Borataka. Can't get his header on frame.
Meredith with a quick discussion to his back line. I think he wanted one more body on a Lights player there.
There's just that quick ball in from Para. Beautifully delivered. Just kind of rolls off to Borataka's head as opposed to actually being hit. And that'll be a Las Vegas throw along the far side. Right strand has fouled Echeverria there. Yeah, that's pretty much the moment once you grab a guy by the shirt and pull him down. Daley undercut there before the ball even gets to him.
Referee calling the earlier foul.
Well, that's fair if the referee had decided the signal advantage. Earlier infraction wins. Para loses out there to a pair of defenders. Robles going ahead here for Alfonso Ocampo Chavez. He's going at Torres. Well, he's trying to squeeze across through there. Poked away by Jesus Gonzalez and bouncing in there for Thomas Olsen. Daley picks that ball down, going right ahead. Cut back there. Alfonso Ocampo Chavez can't get the first shot to go. Has his back to goal now. Low shot from Vargas, and it rolls wide of the post. Olsen goes to ground, didn't need to. Looks like he would have had that post covered had the shot been on frame, though.
Defiance able to open up space there for themselves. Shannon Hopiau created that danger, could have taken the shot, instead decided to drop it back. I'd say they're having their way with the Las Vegas back line, but that will imminently mean things die off.
Well, the broadcaster's curse has made fools of us all. Nick Hines loses out there to Sandoval. Benefits from the free kick there. And I did not get a good look at that by Sandoval, but it really looked like Sandoval had better control of the ball on that 50-50. We'll see if there's a look that clarifies what happens, but Hines is down and definitely in a bit of discomfort.
That's a foot right on top of Hines' foot. And that's the second time a Vegas player has kept their own in on the tackles. Sandoval's already on a yellow.
That was 50-50 ball. I think you can give a foul for that, but I'd be hard-pressed to see my way toward giving a second yellow card for that. Not that that will come as any comfort whatsoever to Nick Hines, who now has to walk that challenge off and carry on. And we're going to see Las Vegas' second sub here. They're going to remove Echeverria to bring on Jose Villarreal. Echeverria, we know he's a talented attacker, but he had a bit of a tough time kind of making his presence felt in this match. Hopiau, a pair of nice moves there on the near side. As it poked out for a throw.
Sandoval's now on 3 fouls committed in addition to his yellow card.
Vargas letting it go here. Robles took the shot. He'll have the throw-in, pardon me. Defiance is trying to work that far sideline. Campo Chavez fighting there, quickly back to his feet, and Jesse Daley's turn to commit the infraction this time.
It's one of the softer Jesse Daley infractions that we've seen.
Thrown toward Tabora Taka. Sam Rogers concedes the throw-in. This is that earlier foul. Yeah, probably both sides giving as good as they get there, but Daley certainly guilty of an infraction. Parra now was thinking about that long throw and keeps it short instead for Villarreal. Parra back inside toward Villarreal. Back heel there, cut out by Sam Rogers. Daley looks downfield. Christian Torres keeps it away from Alfonso Campo Chavez. Pushed further along by Pablo Cruz. Brian Meredith outside the 18. He'll knock it back to midfield. Both teams looking very direct right now as we've crossed the hour mark. Now 61 minutes in. Daley trying to settle this ball. Lays it off to Ridestrand. Ridestrand wanted to go quickly and winds up pelting Daley in the back of the head. Here's Pablo Cruz. Cruz looking fully in control there as he dances down the near sideline, wins the throw-in.
Now they're bringing Robinson over to the left side. He backs up so that he can dial in his range.
Meredith goes up for the punch, gets it away. Campo Chavez with a nifty idea to turn that header back inside, and now we've got handbags inside the penalty area. Jabin Torre and Brian Meredith had a little bit more than words for one another. And the referee has stopped play here, so he's going to have to give something for this.
There were a few Greco-Roman wrestling and MMA style moves going on.
Well, the two shaking hands now. They're both going to get a talking to from the referee. Looks like cooler heads are quickly prevailing. Brian Meredith, known around the dressing room as one of the nicer guys you'd meet. But you don't want to get on his bad side when he's standing between the posts, Dave.
No, and usually in those circumstances, it's going to be a default to protect the keeper. There's a long discussion going on. Center referee had his hand to his ear.
Looks like a free kick has been given for Tacoma Defiance. Our cameras had panned downfield to cover the clearance and the flow of play as it looked like a quick counterattack was going to develop for Tacoma. We don't have another look at what exactly went down. Blasted away by Meredith. Tabora Taka. That should be a Tacoma Defiance throw-in, and it is.
And as we discussed in the first half, these two clubs are a little rougher with each other than usual.
Well, you know, both of them have had seasons that have not exactly unfolded quite the way they'd hoped. They really want 3 points out of this match. Robinson teeing up another long throw.
He really likes the wider touchline in this circumstance.
Heaves that ball in. Turn toward goal. Just getting underneath it was Villarreal. Tune into ESPN 3 on July 31st at 6 p.m. for a Wednesday night soccer contest in the Land of Enchantment. Two of USL's newest clubs battle for playoff position as El Paso Locomotive FC travels to Mexico United. See it all July 31st at 6 p.m. on ESPN 3 for Wednesday night soccer. Hines, a low ball there, turned in. Ocampo Chavez is on a brace. Alfonso Ocampo Chavez making a major impact here in the second half. Gets to the end of the cross by Nick Hines and powers it home right past Tom Olsen.
This is really created by Nick Hines. He opened up space well, early cross in, and Ocampo Chavez just one touches that with a powerful turn going near post.
Now you can see what it means to both he and his teammates down there in the near corner. Defiance climbing on top, 3-1 here in the 66th. Now coming into tonight, Alfonso Ocampo Chavez had shown so much promise with Tacoma Defiance. Had never had a chance to play that much because he kept getting called in for youth national team call-ups. And gets his first USL championship goal, then goes ahead and gets a second. Been a productive 20 minutes for him, Dave.
Yeah, this is a good way for him to get more youth national team call-ups.
Got to Daley there. Just the second time this season Defiance have hit 3 goals in a match. Now Tom Olsen runs his man right off the ball there. Referee gonna run in to break it up, but Olsen stretched out his arm and Alfonso Ocampo Chavez wants to have a go at Tom Olsen.
And
yeah, I'd say these guys remember last year's match pretty well, Dave.
What the referee, and more bodies are rushing into the middle, or into the fracas.
Rogers is up there trying to play the role of peacekeeper, as he rightly should, wearing the captain's armband. And also because if he lost his temper, he'd probably cause more damage than anyone else out there possible. Well, the referee has to do something about this, Dave. Here it is again. Vargas goes to the end line. Olsen doesn't really put too much into it. Vargas kind of ties up with him.
And then he shoves him back down to the ground. And somehow that results in a Las Vegas free kick.
Ocampo Chavez is going to get a talking to for running in afterward. Well, you get the sense that these are, I was going to say final warnings, never mind. Yellow cards both for Olsen and Alfonso Ocampo Chavez.
Is Alfonso Ocampo Chavez trying to get the Gordie Howe brace? If you were keeping track at home, Anthony Burt Gilroy and Brian Meredith were the only Tacoma Defiance players that didn't enter the little mini rumble.
And a straight red card given out. Jesus Gonzalez has just been sent off. And I can't imagine what for. I'm fairly certain that's Gonzalez that's just been sent from the match. And the lights want an explanation. I didn't see him do
hand
anything.
to the throat. The center referee seems to have been indicating that there was something involving a throat. and I'm going to guess that was from the fracas that we saw, and an assistant referee noticed that and radioed into a center ref.
Well, he's going to come over and have words with Charlie Delgadillo. Eric Winalda is just trying to get Gonzalez off the pitch at this point. So Defiance will play a man up for the remaining 20 minutes.
Gonzalez has decided to just stop on the bench.
Well, he's taking his time picking up his things. Technically speaking, the referee's not supposed to restart play until Gonzalez is down the tunnel. That could take a while. Well, now we'll get back underway. Well, we promised you midweek action. I don't know if we thought exactly that it would look like this, but that's what we have. Scrum there and a goal kick. And Preston Tabor-Ataka now wants to have a go at the assistant referee. That's Cam Seiler. That's receiving it from him. Brian Meredith just decides to put the ball back in play. Ball over the top looking for Alfonso Ocampo Chavez. He's going to get to this ball. Holds it in there. Looking for the cross. Torre coming out to defend. Lays it way back to Rydstrand. Atencio. Far side to Alfonso Ocampo Chavez. AOC dashing in.
This is a Tacoma Defiance team with a 3-1 lead, up a man, and they are wanting to run rampant and have fun.
Burke Gilroy, low cross in. This one might fall in for Hopia. Pardon me, it's Ocampo Chavez. Still fighting it. Laid back, knocked away from Robles. Well, Ocampo Chavez, certainly his angle was closing down, but you have to wonder if maybe with 2 goals under his belt, he was getting a little bit generous. Sandoval. Cruz. Sandoval has it once more. Christian Torres chopped down by Burke Gilroy there. Burke Gilroy was trying to track that ball out of the air. And this will be the problem now, is even though the referee has actually done a pretty good job of asserting control of the situation, every time we have a stoppage for a foul, we're going to see something about it.
Sam Rogers is going to have to pull Jesse Daley away because Jesse will be in the middle of a few of those.
Gotta love the courage of Daley to stand up for his teammates, but he's probably getting close to talking himself into a yellow card, and that's what Burke Gilroy sees, by the way, while we're at this replay. Dave, looking at that replay, I have a hard time seeing how it could be anything else for the Australian.
Yeah, that was the same play that earned 2 of the Lights players a yellow card. It was a foot going studs down into another foot.
Well, referee Lucas Spala might be running low on space in his book for cautions. 2 for Tacoma. 3 yellows and a red for Las Vegas. Pablo Cruz over this free kick. Cruz toward the back post. Bounces in for Meredith. He's just going to curl up on it.
Chris Little has a player warming up, and he's talking him into his instructions to enter. He's got some interesting choices. He has no extra right backs.
Campo Chavez, well weighted through ball there. Disrupted by Robinson. And here's more. Another straight red card. And this time it's Torre. Rydstrand motionless, face down on the pitch. Referee signaling for the trainers there. Well, Ride Strand at least moving around.
Torre is having the opposite reaction to his red card. He's headed straight to the locker room.
Yeah, that was one born of frustration. Las Vegas led the league in yellow cards and ejections last year. They've been better this season under Eric Winalda in his first year. Chris Little's going to pull Danny Robles here in favor of Ray Serrano in the 76.
Also making their second change of the match is Tacoma Defiance, leaving the match number 34, Daniel Robles.
So Las Vegas down to 9 men now. Defiance leading 3-1.
This is fairly close to a like-for-like sub.
Robles, though, had a good match, wouldn't you say, Dave?
It was strong. He likes to pull the trigger and thread those through balls, got the assist. It's also interesting because he gets back a little bit more on defense than a typical number 10.
Vargas waved back on as well from the near side.
I didn't see him leave due to injury. I think he... Obviously left the field, no matter the cause, he has to wait. Vegas is sticking with the three-man back line as they lost their center back.
You've got no choice. You know, you really still have a little more time that you can start to push for maybe that second goal, but down 2 players, eventually you're going to have to hit the point where you just enter damage control mode and try not to get out of here with any more suspensions. Still, Winalda's teams, like you mentioned, play that very direct style. The right ball in the right space could lead to something. Hines ahead for Vargas. He's looking wide for Hopia, who's over on the left. Taborataka going at Ride Strand. Taborataka still so much raw pace here late on. Parry by Meredith, pushed out wide, and Burke Gilroy will shuffle it out of play. Flag up for offside against Taborataka. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, the USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Sandoval still working there. Rogers steps up, only gets as far as Taborataka. Coming out wide, Garcia Lopez. Oh, valiant effort on the far sideline, but he can't hold the ball in play. Taboratake. goes to ground there, running through a couple of challenges. Now it's Garcia Lopez down by the byline. That's gone out. It's time for a goal kick.
Sandoval with some great work dribbling through the Tacoma defense there.
I'm wondering why advantage wasn't given there. Third and final change for Chris Little. Marlon Vargas' night is done. And in will come a man from the Sounders Academy, Ethan Doblier.
Doblier had a strong Generation Adidas Cup this year. Good dribbler. Likes to get into space, run at defenses. This might be a little bit mean when it's playing against a team down 2 men.
There's Doblier. Just another part of that youth movement of this very, very young team in Tacoma. Shannon Hopiau wants to cut in on his right. Was thinking about the shot. No effort there from Ridestrand. Now for a goal kick.
Second ball on the field.
Al Hopiau knowingly took a quick throw in about 15 yards further downfield. Defiance entering the clock management stage of the evening here in the 82nd. Another rough challenge there along the far sideline.
Fonz just tries to spin move, and Ataka keeps his leg in a little too long.
Defiance have turned it over at midfield there. That's pretty much the only thing they can't afford to do here. They have a two-man advantage. They can pretty much win the ball back anytime, just can't turn it over at the back end.
They're also a little bit softer in defense, not trying to get the stoppage. Vegas has a lot more size on Tacoma, so those set pieces can be extra dangerous.
Dave, as time keeps ticking here in these final 10 minutes, I think the one thing that we kind of haven't really mentioned, you know, like you said earlier about the broadcaster's curse, we don't want to bring it up too much, but that 14-match winless streak for Tacoma Defiance as the flag is up for offside along the near side for Tabor Ataka. Former Sounder Sammy Ochoa going to check in here in the 84th, coming on for Sandoval. But Dave just coming back to that 14 matches without a win for Tacoma. Going all the way back to April 1st in a 2-1 win over Sacramento. And now certainly seems at this stage of the match up 2 goals and up 2 men. And it's coming to the end. So many matches in that streak, Dave. It seems like Defiance did almost everything right, but the performances just weren't complete. Does this performance feel pretty complete to you tonight?
Yeah, I think when we talk to Chris Little post-game, he'll be very satisfied with this performance.
Here comes Defiance once more. Looking for a 4th goal, perhaps. Campo Chavez, wide for Hopiau, he's got it! Well, there's no doubt now. Shannon Hopiau was hunting all game long and finally hits pay dirt here in the late goings-on. 2nd goal of the year for him, and it's going to be a 3-point party here in Tacoma.
Shannon will be particularly happy with that result.
the vision from Ocampo Chavez to dish, and Hopiau just low, hard, and first touch.
Hard enough that Olsen even got his hands on it, but couldn't stop the ball. Shandon's had so many games where he's threatened goal without converting. Defiance players and coaches said that they wanted a little bit of revenge for that match in Vegas earlier this year where they lost 5-0.
Well, Sammy Ochoa sent off right away. No hesitation from the referee. It's a third red card for Las Vegas. They're down to 8 men.
Center referee is signaling that Ochoa took a stomp on Daley while he was on the ground. And that's why he doesn't want to hear anything about it.
So the former Sounders appearance back here in Tacoma lasts all of 2 minutes. Here it is again.
There's the foul, and there's the stomp on the leg and the leaning over his victim.
Boy, I got to tell you, I really don't think that was intentional. That really looked to me like Sammy Ochoa lost his balance, accidentally stepped on Daley's leg, and then that awkward catching himself there. Boy, the referee, that's a move that shows that he's had enough.
Yeah, it's a game with 2 reds already and multiple yellows. Both keepers have been involved in wrestling matches.
I just will say this to Sammy Ochoa's credit, and especially to the caliber of player and person that we've known him to be, I really don't think that was deliberate, and I don't think Daley was doing anything to sell it either. Look at it than we did. Well, they were up 2 goals and 2 men. And Hopiau did his thing, and Ochoa did his thing, and now they're up 3 goals and 3 men. Daley thinking about making it 4 goals.
Andrew, I'm kind of thinking if I'm Vegas right now, I'd try to control the bleeding by just passing around your own back line.
Well, certainly this is going to be a costly game for Vegas, especially going into that long run of road matches that we talked about for them.
Road matches, short rest. And 3 of their key players now absent for their next game.
It's just all come apart for Eric Winalda's side here in the second half. Credit obviously to Tacoma, though. They've manufactured some very impressive goals. Alfonso Ocampo Chavez wants a hat trick. He's working hard up there on the front half. And doesn't develop. Tacoma content to take it back across midfield and sit on it.
Yeah, they've entered the 4 corners offense. Coach Dean would be very proud. Coach Dean Smith, sorry.
90th minute. Tacoma in full control here at Cheney Stadium. Ball fans out wide. Serrano on the return there. Upended by Burke Gilroy, and I think the referee, well, that's going to draw a foul.
Tacoma needs to not follow suit, not foul.
A chance for manager Chris Little to gauge the maturity of his players there. Definitely could be a pretty good case for a foul there for Serrano, but there's definitely no arguing about that one right there. We'll play at least 5 minutes of stoppage time here in the second half, and there's been a man chopped down at midfield. It's Irvin Parra. There it is again. There's Parra there at the right edge of your screen. Yeah, well, Rogers went up and got him.
Yeah.
Sailing in, a couple options there at the right post. They're able to connect, though. Doublier off for Ridestrand. Defiance now just in that state, coming in for Doublier. The flag stayed down. He's gone to chip the keeper. He can't put it on post. And Dave, we talk about how this Tacoma team has been struggling of late. But things get a little bit friendlier for them now. 4 of their next 5 at home after this match. Maybe a chance to go on a bit of a run, rattle off some wins.
Can't start a streak without winning the first one, so.
There's no look at that foul along the near side. Here's Hopiau. Going ahead for Hines. Flag up for offside. Las Vegas seeing if they might be able to get a consolation goal here. Meredith, a big parry, swinging his arms out to the side.
That's the kind of save Jack the Bear might make, just a big paw.
And Defiance have it. They're past midfield, coming inside to Daley. He's got an option to the left side. He wants Hopiau. Hopiau has it here. Hopiau looking for the brace, squares it back to a couple. Chavez, the flag up for offside. It won't count. Crowd here don't know it yet. But the entry ball, I believe, to Hopiau, based on the position, came too late.
Some of these Tacoma players want to erase their goal differential tonight.
And Tabora Taka also going to the referee's book. Oh, Joel Ridestrand has really put in a long shift for his club today. I feel like that's the 4th or 5th card he's drawn for his side. I'm running out of space in my notes where I marked down the referee's book.
And here we see it. It's a bucket.
Just a frustration foul there.
That's one that I don't know is a yellow card in most games, but at this point, I think that Las Vegas needs to know that just about any foul might result in a yellow.
This is Doublier. Hopiau. Doublier with it here. Wants that ball to the byline. Won't be anything on it. Well, we've hit the end of the 5 minutes. It's been an eventful 5 minutes, and that's going to be it right there. Tacoma Defiance keeps calm, keeps their head, and rattles off a huge 4-1 win at home here against Las Vegas Lights FC. A brace for Alfonso Ocampo Chavez within, 20 minutes of coming on. Entering in the second half as a substitute for Justin Dillon, who bagged a goal in the first half. And Shannon Hopiau with the cherry on top.
Irvin Parra is greeting Defiance players, a few of them that he knows from his days back here. For the most part, this is not a meeting of two friendly sides post-game.
Tacoma, funny thing there is, just really the win looks more like relief than exuberance. There's plenty for them to be happy about, and they'll certainly be celebrating once they get back in the locker room.
I think everyone will be excited as well that that minimum of 5 minutes of stoppage time was 5 minutes and a second, even though there could have been a full minute added to it.
Absolutely. Well, Dave, I know you won't be able to join us this weekend, but as we look at that Defiance match coming up against Oklahoma City Energy FC right here on Saturday at 7 p.m., what jumps out to you? What can you take from this match as they salute the crowd?
There's not a lot of times that Defiance have been able to go into a match with confidence like this. They've been talking so frequently over the past 2 months about playing correctly, playing properly, and I think tonight you saw that. They can take this win as an example that their style and their maturity have advanced enough that they can take games at home.
Well, there is the man of the hour, Alfonso Ocampo Chavez. He bags the game winner, bags the insurance goal, and really just has a spectacular performance coming on here as a substitute. As the players come over to thank the home support. Well, they've overrun the goal a little bit. They'll do it right here on the warning track. Running out of space there, they don't care. A very happy 3 points for Tacoma Defiance. Well, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Like we said, Defiance right back at home here on Saturday for a 7 p.m. kickoff against OKC Energy FC. We'll have that for you one last time. For all of us here from Cheney Stadium, I'm Andrew Harvey saying thank you for joining us here on ESPN+, and we hope to see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.